However, if you still want to continue, then you can continue.
Alright, contact 6 fuel descent.
Tom Jet 05, Papa, turn right 130 degrees, descent flight level 80.
Saying it how it is and professionally moving on, I love that. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's very dark at the moment because we're going to be doing some night ops on VATSIM today, and I'm going to be flying the wonderful fly-by-wire Airbus A320neo, as you can see here. It's an aircraft that I've really fallen more and more in love with every time I've flown it. I've done a bit of sort of off-camera stuff recently with my friend Dan, and I've really enjoyed myself, and I've started buying scenery and using GSX as well, which has been really good fun. We're actually on the ground here at Glasgow, and their fantastic scenery by Pyreeg Devco, and it's a really, really solid piece of scenery. It's brilliant. You can see inside the terminal they've got all the people walking around as well in certain elements of it, like in here, and the passengers walk out into the aircraft from the terminal when you use GSX as well. It's really well put together, and it's something that I've sort of ignored for a while, but it really does add to the immersion of doing all of this flight sim stuff, you know. And even the auto gates here, you get loads of information on these gates and the sort of safe docks, I think they're called, and it's just awesome. Really is. You will notice as well there are a few jaggedy lines around this sort of area, but I've turned the anti-aliasing down to FXAA rather than using the NVIDIA DLSS, because previously, as you would have seen when I mess with screens like this, there's a lot of ghosting with the numbers, but now like this they just change. They just flick over as they do in the real thing rather than leaving this sort of ghosting pattern behind. It's even more apparent on the PFD as well, and on the ND, so just makes a difference to me. Sure, you get jagged lines when you move like that, but I'm sure you'll all forgive that, and it actually looks a bit sharper in most cases as well. What we're doing today then is, on my clipboard, we're flying from Glasgow, EGPF, to LFPO. I've also got scenery at LFPO as well, which is Paris Orly. It's the Jetstream scenery that I've got there, and like I say, we are going to be going on VATSIM, so I need to... that stick is always in the way. We need to connect to VATSIM. We're going to be Easy 28 today, and we're going to be flying at flight level 390. Not sure if we've got anybody online at Glasgow. We do, actually. Wow, okay. There wasn't anybody online earlier, but we have control. Oh, in the last half hour, so that literally, as I would have checked, he would have come online. We've also got Tower at Orly as well. He's been on for about an hour and a half, so I'm not sure how much of that we'll get, but we should be able to tune into things. So we're going to get everything set up here, get rid of the coffees, get the iPads on. We're going to put the dome light on as well, just so we can see exactly what we're doing in the aircraft. So let's get first things first. Let's go to the ATSU. I'm pretty sure I've set a camera up for this. I do. AOC menu, init press, and go to an init data request, and then we'll go into init itself, press init request again. That'll fill everything in on the aircraft now that we have brought in the plan. I'm also going to put that in on my charts, which I have here. Not done this just yet. There we go. That's the plan for today. We're on the Norb 1H departure, and it's literally just a left-hand turn out of Glasgow all the way down through the UK, and we're actually on runway 6 today. I've not planned the arrival just yet. I've still got a cough. I'm still not well. I'm really sorry. ILS OD6A, I think it was supposed to be. Looks nice and simple. We'll just go with that, shall we? The OD-low OD6A arrival. Boom. Straight into LFPO. Nice and straightforward. Okay. So we'll come to that in a little bit. We'll continue to get the aircraft all set up, though. We need to get our initial speeds and all sorts set up. We'll wait for the clearance from ATC before we get the departure and everything plumbed in. It's actually been a week or so since I've done a flight, so you'll have to bear with me while I get used to everything again. We're going to go up top, then we're going to line our ADIRs as well. I forgot about those. We're going to get our... No, we're not going to get the APU on just yet. What we are going to do is get the fuel and the passengers on board. Now, what I tend to do is just get them done instantly on here, just so it's actually done. So the refueling is done like that, boom, and then the passengers also we're going to have instant as well. We'll import that and get them on board, and bang,
completed.
They're all on. Then I will activate GSX and activate the sort of process of it all, because GSX does it more visually, so you get to see the people getting on. So you'll do request boarding, and this door down here, by the way, will open. The passengers will come out, and they'll also walk around. If I just show you, there's a little route here. They will walk down that path and then onto the aircraft. So we've requested boarding. I need to do the stairs as well. I've actually done this so I manually do the stairs because for certain airports...
On behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to
there we go. The stairs will now drive up to the aircraft. So I disabled the auto stairs because certain airports, the stairs crashed into the jetway and all sorts, and it didn't look very pretty. So now I've got to remember what to do to set the aircraft up. We're going to go down here. We're going to go to Perth. We're going to go flaps 1 for takeoff today. Flexed temp 45. I tend to just put that in. I don't really know a lot or enough about that. In it, we want to put our 0 fuel weight in. Block fuel, I've actually written that down today. That is 6.4. We don't want to board crew. That is all fine and dandy. No, that's the wrong thing. Block 6.4. Boom. Was there anything else? We're flying at flight level 390. We've got that in our plan for today. And then we'll come out of that. And we'll sit and wait. We are Easy 28 Charlie, like I say, Golf Uniform Zulu Hotel November, the Airbus A320 Neo, and we're on the ground at stand 3 here at Glasgow. I don't think there's anything else. I think that might be a player. Yes, it is a player, but unfortunately they don't have the scenery, so they have clipped through the Ryanair, which is part of the scenery, but oh well, it is what it is. This is our beauty, looking very shiny and very clean, while everybody jumps on board. We should get passengers boarding any moment now. They should start to come down here and then walk up the stairs, but seems like nobody wants to come on yet, unless I have to click it again. Boarding passengers now, it says. Okay. This also does tell you on here, actually, how many passengers are boarded as well. You can see it just said boarding across there. Time to departure, 14 minutes apparently. And we're going to be on runway 23. So let's go on VPilot and see. We've got ATIS. 129575. We'll get that plumbed in. We'll give it a listen. We'll get that on. Have I not set the... No, I have. Oh well, we can do this at least. We can do it on here. Air pressure's 997 today on the QNH. If we look at the charts as well, I'm pretty sure the departure is 6,000 feet. Restriction, yeah, L-ban. No, we're not going L-ban. Sorry, we're not going that way, are we? We're going this way. And we're going down and left at Norbo. So 6,000 will be the initial altitude. We'll plumb in there. When I click it right, come off the ATIS, and what we'll do is we'll jump on to Scotland Centre. 135.855. And we should get some ATC. We are on the network. Oh. Okay.
KLM 578, roger. You're currently indicating flight level 220, which is 22,000 feet. It's a lot higher than you're reporting. Can you just confirm your altimeter is set correctly?
Passengers. Passengers. Getting on the plane. It's cool, isn't it? Just writing stuff down on here. Flight level 390, stand 3.
Input 1, Ecuador, when ready, level 300, airport 164 Lima. And just for information, it's gonna be at Apple, the descent.
Roger.
I want the Norbo 1H departure. Scottish Centre, good evening. This is Easy 28 Charlie on the ground at Glasgow, stand 3. Looking to pick up my IFR clearance to Paris Orly, please.
Easy 100 Quebec, contact Edinburgh radar 121.205. Goodbye.
121.205, Easy 100 Quebec, thanks for ATC, good night.
Delta 411, route direct Listo.
And Delta 411, say
Did you hear me?
Delta 411, direct Listo, Lima, India, Sierra, Tango, Oscar.
Direct list, Delta 411.
KLM 578, confirm your cruise level.
We'll give him a minute.
The station calling for clearance. Sorry, I think I stepped on you while I was transmitting to another aircraft. Can you just say again, please?
No problem at all. That's Easy 28 Charlie at stand 3 at Glasgow. Looking to pick up my clearance to Paris Orly, please.
Easy 28 Charlie, thank you very much. Clearance Paris Orly, Norbo 1 Hotel departure, Squawk 5460.
Squawk 5460, Norbo 1 Hotel departure, cleared to Paris Orly, flight level 390. Thanks very much, Easy 28 Charlie.
Easy 28 Charlie, read back correct.
What was the squawk?
And Scottish, good evening, Easy 23 Hotel,
No.
AC20, stand 9 at Glasgow with information.
I can't remember the squawk.
Got 90907 hectopascals on board.
Easy 238 Hotel, Scottish Control, hello, confirm destination. I've got a flight plan for a Stansted here.
Apologies, that's I've written that down wrong. It's definitely Stansted.
That's all London, isn't it? Roger, easy to
It's all London,
hotel,
isn't
Roger.
it?
Clearance Stansted, Norbo 1 Hotel departure, squawk 6470.
It would be embarrassing if I landed at the wrong airport. That. Clifford Norbo 1 Hotel and Scott 6470, EC23 Hotel.
EC238 Hotel, read back correct.
Scottish Control, apologies. Easy-28 Charlie, could I just get that squawk code again, please? I was overly confident in saying it back and then didn't write it down.
EC28 Charlie, it's no problem, we've all made that mistake. Squawk 5460.
Squawk 5460, Easy-28 Charlie, cheers.
Correct.
See, I thought 5840. 5460, everybody.
That's the reason I love you all. You guys are honest.
Smash him.
Shuttle Line Whiskey, Monitor Unicorn 122.8. Good
Smash him. That guy loves it. That guy loves it. Right then. So, we are here on the ground. We've got passengers boarding. We have bags being loaded onto the aircraft as well, which is another cool thing that GSX does, although the bags, by the look of it, have already been put on. That's literally the last suitcase there, just going boop into the ether, and then the truck and the thing will go away. And then we'll just wait for the passengers to board, and we should be good to go. We need to get our V speeds, actually. Pretty sure if we just click on this now, it should give us them. Yep, 132 for V1, rotating at 133. We love a bit of that. We're going to go to our departure, which is the Norb 1 Hotel departure from runway 23. There it is. No transition.
468 Monitor Unicorn 122.8.
We'll get rid of the discontinuity that there inevitably will be. And then later on we'll do the rest with the arrival. We'll plumb that in while we are flying. I'm pretty sure that that is us good to go. Pretty sure. It's good to be back though. One thing I have done is I've locked my throttles together, so I'll show you on the actual thing. So the throttles could move individually previously, but what I've done is you can put the little Allen key, the screwdriver that comes with the Thrustmaster TCA Captain X pack, you put it through the throttles. My friend Dan got his recently, and I didn't know you could do that, and it locks them together so they move perfectly in unison with one another.
Control,
I
hello,
love these controls. It's really, really immersive to use them.
Inbound Dean Cross.
We should be all good for passengers now, that clump of people. No, there's more. There's yet more people to get on board. 157. We've got 6 minutes till departure, so should be all good. I think the block flight time today is about an hour and 55 down to Paris Orly. It's not a long flight at all. It's a very simple one as well.
Direct Dissit for the Dissit 1 Golf, Easy 71 Whiskey Mike.
More passengers. There's a bloke on his phone. Put that on airplane mode, son. I think we're all right. I'm worrying too much because I've not recorded a flight for a while, but I've been doing a lot of it very casually off camera, so I want to sort of prove to you lot that I sort of know what I'm doing now, and I can still do this on VATSIM, but you all know what my videos are like by now. I'm very honest about all this. I don't want to hide anything and be completely professional and straightforward all the time, you know. I'll tell you how it is and we'll have a good time of it, won't we? I'll continue finishing my prep and everything here though, and yeah, the next thing you'll see will be pushback. Any minute now we'll have a sort of bong noise, which will mean that the passengers are all boarded. So we should be all good to go. We're going to change over to the APU from the ground power now. No smoking signs, seatbelt signs, and emergency exits need arming. Forgot about all that. We also forgot our nav and logo light as well. Not a great start in terms of the lights for Chaz. Okay, I think one of the bong noises that we heard before was actually the bong for the passengers being all on board. So we're going to get GSX to prepare us for pushback and departure, which means the stairs should go. We've been given a nice warning, but we're not going to go for that. Here is our ramp operative. The stairs should get moving in just a sec. I'm pretty sure they'll go away before we start pushing back. She's just saying hello down there. Very creepy.
337 November, just to confirm, are you IFR or VFR?
What I might actually do is just operate stairs just to get rid of them. Oh, okay. Well, maybe they'll disappear on their own. Let's go outside.
Bypass pin inserted. Squawk 7401.
Okay, so the bypass pin has been put in. You can see the little tag waving around there. And here comes the pushback tug. Hopefully the stairs will go away very soon. Ah, there you go, stairs are going away. Tug is crashing into everything. We now wait for pushback. As soon as we start pushing back, we'll hit this little button here on the chrono. We are going to depart pretty much bang on time as well. We've got a minute until departure, which is usually your pushback time. We're going to turn the dome light off up top and just have the ambient lighting from in here in our A320neo. There usually is some sort of speech or text from... okay, here we go. Nose right, tail left.
Charlie 337 November, maintain VFR at or below altitude 5,500 feet.
I need to call for pushback.
Glasgow QNH 997.
Jesus. Scottish Control, Easy 28 Charlie, requesting pushback from stand 3 onto Kilo at Glasgow.
Release parking brakes, please.
Easy 28 Charlie, roger from stand 3, push and start approved.
Push and start approved from stand 3, thanks very much, Easy 28 Charlie. Okay, so we can actually push back now, that's good news, isn't it?
Release
Jesus.
parking brakes,
It's because we've not been doing flights with ATC, me and Dan, so we've just been doing it, you know what I mean? Are they waiting for me to take my parking brake off, or what?
Release parking brakes, please.
There's no subtitles,
Release
nothing.
parking brakes, please.
Usually they talk to me. But no, we need to put our beacon light on.
Release parking brakes, please.
I'm just going to remove parking brake.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push.
Delta 411, if you've
There we
got
go.
122.9, good evening.
Chrono's going on.
122.8, Delta 411, yeah.
Okay, let's give you a view
Have good
outside.
night.
We'll get these engines started, shall we? We'll get the pumps on upstairs as well, because you need those. I've forgot these in the past. Let's give you a view of these engines, everyone.
Scottish Control, good evening to Max 5 Alpha Mike at flight level 360 in runway point arrival. Direct to point for Max 5 Alpha Mike.
Shuttle 4 Lima, route direct to Nugra.
That is a great noise.
Lima.
Lovely taxi lights in front of us. We'll pop the parking brake on. You can hear the engines change over.
Just double check.
That is my indicator to then go to engine number 1 coming on. I love it, I love it, I love it. Looks like we've got good engine starts, so we're going to shortcut this a little bit and just say we've got a good engine start.
We have a good engine
Not
start.
sure why the
Please
sound
disconnect.
isn't coming through from GSX. Apologies for that, but still, we're pretty much all good to go. We've got parking brake on, engines are started. When that says available, we can change that out of the ignition mode here. We can change this switch, which you can't really see. You can hear that click there. That's one of the bus transfers, I believe, for that left engine. We will no longer need the APU, so we're going to wait until that says available. Oh, it does there. So we'll turn the APU off. APU bleed off once... Oh, okay, the ramp operative is gone, is she? Or is she doing something in front of the plane? No, she is there. Tug is now disappearing. Nice drift, lad. Once she is gone, we'll then request taxi. We don't want to blind her with the taxi light like I've done previously. Yeah, there's something more rewarding about flying at night, though, and using realistic time of day, you know, the real weather and the real conditions. There's just something about it for me that really does satisfy me a lot. We need to sort out some icing as well at some point, I believe. There may be ice detected on this flight because it's very, very, very cold at the moment here in the UK. We can figure that out a little bit later, though. I think it's on this, in these bits down here. There she is. Saying goodbye.
Readability fine, thanks very much. It's the Ribble 1 Golf arrival for Glasgow, expect runway 23.
Putting the ignition switch back in normal, and now we'll just wait for a gap.
Good late uniform, Scottish Control, good evening, in PIP 1 Echo arrival.
Scottish Control, Easy 28 Charlie, pushed back onto Kilo from stand 3, looking to taxi to runway 23, please.
Easy 28 Charlie, taxi holding point Alpha 1, runway 23, QNH 997, hectopascal.
QNH 997, holding point Alpha 1 at runway 23, Easy 28 Charlie. Let's roll. Parking brake off. Engines up slightly. Another thing as well, by the way, about having the anti-aliasing changed is that the smoothness of these screens is beautiful. It's buttery, buttery smooth. You can see there is a tiny discrepancy, actually, in my my throttles, which is quite interesting. The right engine has a tiny bit more push than the left. We need to put our taxi light on. Not takeoff light, taxi light, Chaz. We're going to be going Kilo Alpha Bravo, so we're just going to be turning right down here. If we just check on this, we're going to be going Kilo, Alpha, Bravo, holding point Alpha 1 for... Oh, where is Alpha 1? Oh, Alpha 1's there. And we're turning late because Chaz has been looking at the charts. Eee. Come on, I want to do this properly. I want to do this right. Auto brakes to max. We're going to put flaps 1. We're going to spoilers arm. And we're going to do a cabin call, which I think was already done on there. Takeoff config. We'll give it a sec for the flaps to get down, and we'll do a takeoff config test. But yeah, we're going to depart Glasgow to Paris Orly. Like I say, it's going to be about a 2-hour flight, this one. Doing it at real time, real weather. Really excited for this. It's my first flight on VATSIM for a little bit. Like I say, I'm just trying to make sure I don't forget anything. And trying to do this without coughing on VATSIM radios as well, to be fair. Let's test that config now, actually. There we go. Takeoff config is normal. Show you that screen. Beautiful. That's what we like to see. Everything looks good on my controls down here. We're on flaps 1. Pretty much ready to get shifting once we get down there. A little update as well, actually. I have been learning other aircraft on Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I will be flying other aircraft at some point soon. I will also be getting the... We'll be getting the Phoenix A320 as well at some point, because I want to fly a normal A320 instead of just the Neo. Just to see what the challenges are like with the difference in the performance, and also to get the 19 and 21 when they come out as well. I think they're going to be like...
Charlie, winds 270 degrees, 5 knots, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23, easy 28 Charlie. Okay, so no mucking about, we're going to get on with this. Yeah, I will get the A319 and 21 as well from Phoenix, because they will be a paid add-on to it. So you pay for the Phoenix A320, and then I think it's something like 30 or 40 quid, and you get the A319 and 21 as well. So we get to see what their little sort of discrepancies and sort of performance points are. So, lined up, no delay, let's get that chrono running, everybody. Let's take off from Glasgow. Power to, well, maybe a bit too much, let's go to 50%. Power up, spooled up nicely, let's go. Manflex is all good. Down there, SRS is green, runway is green. Auto brake set to max, everything's good. I'm turning left slightly on the rudder. Little wind pushing to the right. And before you know it, V1, rotate. Positive rate gear is coming up. We've climbed a little bit higher than the flight director wanted us to there. We're just going to follow that green cross in the middle.
Shutdown uniform, back and top left.
Shutdown uniform.
And look how smooth that screen refreshes now that I've updated the anti-aliasing. Very smooth. Just as it is in the real aircraft. Nice steep climb out of here, actually. About 17 degrees, this climb at the moment. Show you a quick view outside. Look at that. Didn't put any takeoff lights or anything on. We're going to go lever into climb. We need our landing lights on. Need to be a good boy. We're a little bit above the climb as well.
Sorry, Charlie, I'll just say that again, please.
Wasn't perfect.
Apologies,
sorry.
We're just saying...
There's a lot to remember.
If Edinburgh's runways are going to remain at the 24 side for the rest of the day, because I'm just wondering for our flight back to Heathrow.
Okay, yeah, Edinburgh will be staying on 24 all evening.
Excellent, brilliant, thanks so much.
Nice. Okay, so once we get above that little green S, we're going to go flaps clean.
Easy 28 Charlie, report your passing altitude.
Easy 28 Charlie, we are climbing through 3,700 feet to 6,000 feet.
Easy 28 Charlie, thanks for flying now, flight level 390.
Climb flight level 390, Easy 28 Charlie. Wow.
Easy 71 Whiskey
all
Mike,
the way up.
Unicorn 122 decimal 8, good evening.
All the way up,
Unicorn
thank you very much.
8, goodbye.
Sunshine. Let's get the autopilot on, shall we then? Get the aircraft managing that climb all the way up to 39,000 feet. Ground spoilers are
Mike, descend when ready,
still
flight
armed.
level 260.
We don't need that anymore. We're flaps clean.
Descend to level 260.
Got flight level, flight lever, no.
8568 Alpha, descend
climb.
when ready, flight level 130.
Auto throttle is on. Bang him. Just need to wait for the Q&H. We'll click it to standard at any moment now. Usually happens about 6,000 feet here. That'll start flashing at us, telling us to put it in standard. Probably lose about 5,000 feet in doing so as well. We've hit the restriction right now, which is why it's stopped. Altitude constraint, there it is. and I will pull the pressure. There it is, flashing. So we're going to standard. Yeah, we're above 6,000, so the aircraft will have to manage that. So we'll try this, click that again. It'll drop us down to 6,000 probably, and then have us climbing up again. But yeah, that was our departure, everybody, out of Glasgow.
Hello, EasyJet Delta Victor is inbound.
There it is in the background.
Climbing to
Nice,
level
happy with that. Wasn't perfect, but still, no one is.
3627. Easy 74 Delta Victor, identified deconfliction service, clear to enter control airspace on track Haven. It's the ACPED 1 Echo arrival.
What's your deconfliction service and clear to enter ACPED 1 Echo arrival, Easy 74 Delta Victor?
Easy 23 Hotel, ready to taxi.
Easy 238 Hotel, taxi warning point Alpha 1, runway 23, QNH 997.
So cool all this, isn't it, with the ATC as well. It is so cool what we do. You try and explain it to people and sometimes they just don't get it. And to have it this realistic is just a joy, man. Especially with all the communications and the way it sounds as well. You know, the I'm so sorry. The effects that it puts on from, you know, the radio noise when you turn that off and you hear people's voices cleanly, just doesn't have the same effect. It's like being in Discord. It's just not the same at all. Still, it's 13 minutes since we pushed back. We are now sitting at 6,000. Well, we're at 6,400 feet actually. It's not actually got us back down to 6,000 feet like I was expecting it to. I'm clicking that in for it to manage it, but it's keeping us where we are. Basically, it's going to start climbing now as we get to Norbo anyway. We're going to go past Rovla and we're going to get cracking. Here comes the climb and here comes the power. Those CFM LEAP engines working hard. We've passed 10,000 feet now, so landing lights can come off. We don't need our taxi light on either. We're going to put our strobe light on at this point, and I think we're all good based on what we've seen. Seatbelt sign can come off as well, so the passengers can wander around and start punching each other. But yeah, not a bad departure at all. Not my best, I'll admit that, and we all know that, but still, not bad at all. So we're going to start now, quite a straight line actually down towards Paris-Orly. It's a little bit of a wiggle here and there, but if you look at on the charts,
degrees, 5 knots, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
It's pretty straight all the way down. And to be fair, it's a very straight flight in as well. We literally just go through a turn and then go straight in on runway 6. Normally I'd come in on runway 2 or runway 20 or even 25 and come in either of these directions the last 2 times I've been in. It's really hard to see actually. When you put the dome light on, you can see just where the cockpit is, but without that you get no reference at all. It's really strange, man. Don't know what else to say at this point. I'm hoping that these episodes will get a little bit shorter. There's not much really to say or do up here once we get into cruise, but we're on our way up to flight level 390 now. Next time I see you, we'll probably hear stuff from ATC. So let's get down to Paris.
EC238 Hotel, report your passing altitude.
EC238 Hotel, passing 2,000, normal 1,000.
EC238 Hotel, thanks, climb now, flight level 350.
Climb 350, EC238 Hotel.
I'm actually going to put that floodlighting back on, you know, because I feel like without it, I don't know what I'm looking at. It sort of defines the shape of the aircraft a bit more in here. I don't know what it is. There's something psychological about not being able to see those particular bits and those bits. It's just, don't ask. Don't ask.
Down to flight level 80, Easy 7 for Delta Victor.
Easy 568 Alpha, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80.
Unicom 122.8 Pop Max 5 on Mike, thank you for your service and good night.
Some great enthusiasm on the airwaves this evening. Our arrival time, by the way,
568 Alpha, vectors ILS from
that's not us.
823. Flight
Our arrival
present
time
heading, report
is
ahead.
in about an hour and a bit. About an hour and 9 minutes. It's currently 20 to 10, so yeah, about an hour and 8 minutes, hour and 9 minutes. So we're going to be in this guy's airspace until we get to about here. Probably he'll let us go about there because he knows that we're going to be leaving the airspace. But then we have different centres as we get further down. So if we look on VPilot, we've got London Sea Centre, which is that one. Then that one, which we'll go through. And then there's still Tower on at Orly, but he's been on for about 2 hours. Now, controllers tend to stay on for about 2-3 hours. So I'm not sure how long he's going to be on for or whether he's going to be on when we get there. But still, it'd be great if we could get some Tower into Orly. But I like getting the centre because you get all sorts, especially if there's nobody arming the towers or ground underneath that. We do have ground and tower at East Mids and at Gatwick as well, and Heathrow. So we won't hear Tower on any of those. But for some of the other airports around, we will hear at least what people are doing and what people are talking about and all the flights that are in that airspace. So, yeah, we are still going to get some decent ATC on the way down there, which is always
Shuttle
good
9
fun to
Alpha,
have.
route direct, Nugra.
Only been in the air 17 minutes.
Control in 25 kilo with you, pilot 240 inbound to Nelson.
I was just about to say,
568 Alpha, descent to
we've been in the air for about 17 minutes now. 32,000 feet, getting to 39,000, so we'll be at cruise altitude very, very soon. We will start to put in our arrival into Orly as well.
Scottish Control, postman 2876. Sorry, just confirming, was
Bob's
it
9 Echo.
or Glesk for me to direct to?
Postman 2876, track Perth, Papa Tango Hotel.
Bob's 9 Echo.
Perfect, thank you very much, Perth.
Oh, what was the
2876, cheers.
OD6A transition? Let's check that on here. Go to plan. And we'll go like this. Nice. Straight in, and the aircraft has it all in. Smashing. It's going to be a very, very straightforward flight, this one, which is good. Nice return to my flights recorded for YouTube. I don't do many of them, I know. Hopefully we'll do more in future, though. I do enjoy making these videos.
602, speed 250 knots.
And I hope you enjoy watching them as well, because like I say, it's an honest view of things up here on VATSIM, you know. I don't want to pretend that I'm perfect and that I'm always constantly professional, you know. It's great also to showcase the people that you see on VATSIM as well, that they aren't always completely in character, you know. They help each other out and they read things back to each other if someone gets it wrong and, you know, make the odd joke here and there. It's still very enjoyable. You know, we do this because we're simulating an industry and we're simulating it because we enjoy it and it's good fun. And it's great to feel that always sort of shining through on VATSIM.
Charlie Monitor Unicom 122.8. Good evening.
122.8, thanks very much for the ATC. Easy to 8 Charlie, have a good night. And that is us. So Unicom 122.8, so that is just, you basically tell people if you're going to be doing anything. We're not going to be. We're just going to be flying in a straight line. What I will do is queue up the next frequency. So London Sea Centre, I think, is the next one that we're going to be going to. Yes, 127105. So we're going to queue that up on this one. 127105. And then that means basically as soon as we get in his airspace, or we get what's known as a contact me, a message that they send to you in the software to get in touch with them, then we'll tune into their centre and we'll start talking to him. So let's continue cracking on. Pretty sure that if we just look over to the right hand side, that is Liverpool Airport down there, and I think we've got the likes of Blackpool. Oh no, that might be Blackpool, and that's Wharton. That is RAF Wharton down there, actually. Sorry, that's not Liverpool at all. Yeah, that's Wharton, and then that is Blackpool. We've landed there before, if you remember, which seems like forever ago now, almost a year ago actually, which would have been this video. Yes, this one, because it's literally called Trip to Blackpool, anyone. When we were doing some VFR flying, and I thought I was doing IFR because I'm an idiot. And yeah, as you can see on the charts here, we're still a while away from Liverpool. Liverpool is down here. We're going to be going pretty much directly over Manchester as well. I've not flown from Manchester for a bit. Unfortunately, the Mako Sim scenery that I've got for Manchester is broken. You saw all of this sort of bumpiness last time with Jack, if you remember this stuff. The plane is like on its side.
I can take control if need be.
It's fine, I can get us across it, but it's just bumpy and awful. And it seems like, unfortunately, it's still broken like that as well, so I've uninstalled it for now, and I've just been using the standard stuff, but I've only flown from there once otherwise. I'm going to try and use airports that I've got scenery for more often, because honestly the difference it makes is incredible. Dan and I both got Brussels recently as well, and I'm going to be flying into Brussels at some point because that is an incredible bit of scenery. Really looks the part, and it just means it's a little bit more immersive as well, and obviously for the sake of content and the videos that you guys watch and I make, just that little bit more polish, isn't it? That is a message going into VPilot on 122.8. That's Jersey traffic, EGJJ, taking off runway 08. So nowhere near us, nothing to worry about. It's only when we get a little beep 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 that we'll need to actually action it. I'm just going to check as well how far we are from there. We're here, just going over Manchester in a sec. Then we'll be in their airspace and we'll get asked to contact them. We should see Manchester soon, actually. Is that it down there? No, is it over there somewhere? Or that could be it there. That is it there. I just thought I'd check, and unfortunately it looks like Paris Orly's tower has gone offline now, as I expected. So we're not going to get any ATC once we get past this sort of point anyway over the channel, but that means that we're basically on free reign to have our arrival and manage it ourselves. So I can start putting all that in a little bit when we begin our descent. I'm going to write it down on my clipboard before we go anywhere else. But yeah, don't forget, by the way, you can download this. I have got a PDF link for it as well. I only make it so it can be printed off, though. I don't make any sort of format of it where it can be edited, and these can be fields that are edited or anything. It's all made on Excel and Google Sheets, actually, so it's all a spreadsheet effectively that gets made into an image. But yeah, you can download this and use it for yourself. I found it really useful. I will be updating it with a block fuel thing, I think, at some point, but I've printed a couple off on here that I've already got that are clean, so I'm not going to do that for a while yet. Still, I'm going to get right in. I'm going to get planning our arrival and everything, because we're not going to have ATC at Orly to tell us anything otherwise based on what we're doing. And yeah, we'll carry on cracking on, and next thing you'll see will be the contact me from London Centre. The aircraft is actually relatively nose up at the moment, nearly 5 degrees up. It does say there we're doing 240 knots, we're actually doing 446 true airspeed. But we have a 64 knot crosswind at the moment from the right hand side, so it is really trying to blow us out the sky. So we may lose a little bit of time here. In fact, actually our arrival time has gone up by 3 minutes, so yeah, it's slowing us down a little bit at the moment, but that's alright. It's not like we're in a massive rush or anything. Our planned arrival time was actually 10 past 11, so yeah, we're certainly going to be ahead of schedule if we keep this up. We'll be about sort of 20 minutes ahead of arrival schedule. As far as I know, we should have been contacted by London Control, because we are well into their airspace. I'm not going to go and interrupt them and jump in without them wanting me to. I think they know I'm just going to pass through the airspace anyway, so maybe they've decided not to. Don't know. Oh, there we go. London S Centre, please contact me, 129430. Wait a sec. London Control, this is Easy28 Charlie, checking in with you, flight level 390.
Easy28 Charlie, London, roger. Easy71 Whiskey Mike, you're clear to land 08 right, the wind 010 degrees 9 knots.
So that is London South Centre. Because
look,
the other guy's gone off.
Ground 121.805, bye-bye.
The other guy's gone off, so he's taken over now. This is Gary Thomas. As it said in there.
842, contact ground 121.805, bye-bye.
121.805 for ground, Eurowings 842, thank you very much.
Our delay, landing 08 right, descending for level 80, EC69, go back coming.
Cheers, speed at 858, same for yourself, Unicom 1228, bye-bye.
Unicom now 122.8, be 7 good evening, everybody maybe.
U2, EasyJet 20 Victor, clear to land, surface wind 350 degrees 3 knots.
There's London, there's Heathrow. can see
Easy
Heathrow
71
now.
Whiskey Mike, welcome to Gatwick, hold position, contact ground on 121.805.
Got a tiny little airfield down here as well. See a little dot on the ground there, there's someone down
London
there.
Control, good evening, Colonel 2603 on flight level 294, climbing now again 380. I have problems with my autopilot. This shut off and I descend 8,000 feet. Yeah.
Okay, Condor 2604, no worries. It's a Tebra 2 Golf arrival for Gatwick, landing 08 right. I need you to descend back down to flight level 140.
These guys are so good, man. So good.
Yeah, I just need to get help off a bit earlier. Can I divert to Heathrow or simply disconnect?
No, I can go to Heathrow if you want. Might have to wind you a little bit down and around. Would Gatwick be any better for you?
Yeah, that's okay. I've got about 15 minutes.
Alright, no worries. Let's get you in a Heathrow. Plan for 09 left. Descend now, flight level 120.
Alright, 09 left at Heathrow and 120 for the next flight level. Appreciate it, thank you.
No worries, just keep on the heading. I'll turn you back to the northeast once you've lost some of the height.
Yeah, thanks so much. That's wonderful.
Who on earth is that? They've got to jump off. They don't want to just disconnect in the air, which is very respectful of them. There is a bit of a gentleman's agreement that you don't sort of just randomly connect when you're on the runway, or you don't connect in the air. So it's interesting to see that he doesn't even want to disconnect when he's in the air.
2603, I want to declare an emergency. I lost engine number 2. Stand by, please.
Oh.
Airline 604 Alpha, contact ground 121.805.
121.805, thanks for see ya.
Delta Control, D2 copy, Colonel 2603.
Yeah, cargo, Condor 2603, and if you're declaring an emergency, I won't be able to assist at the moment because of the traffic load. However, if you still want to continue, then you can continue.
Alright, Colonel 2603, descend.
Jet 05, Papa, turn right 130 degrees, descend flight level 80.
Saying it how it is and professionally moving on, I love that. That's the thing though, I mean,
75 Bravo, just to keep you out.
You can't really simulate emergencies that brilliantly. I mean, it's one of those things, you just, what we practice here is standard procedure of just
Beeline 20 Whiskey Brussels is offline,
you know.
continue on Unicom, bye-bye.
We'll be on Unicom again very soon, I think.
Whiskey, yeah.
Actually, no, to be fair, we're only just into their airspace. So we'll be here for another maybe 10 minutes or so.
London Control, good evening. Eurowings 7 Whiskey
Romeo.
Romeo.
And listen to the chaos.
Passing flight 135. Eurowings 7 Whiskey Romeo.
Eurowings 7 Whiskey Romeo, hello. Continue on present heading. Descend flight level 110, speed 220 knots.
Continuing on present heading, descending 8,000 and speed 280. Eurowings 2233.
Correct. Pneumatic 75 Bravo, descend flight level 100.
Flight level 100, Master Bravo.
Eurowings.
Trendline Alpha with you, currently at flight level 20, passing to orbit.
Always best when you
Ryanair
jump on a frequency to just give it a little bit of time
heading,
before you
330
transmit.
degrees.
Just wait for any other
Right
sort
turn
of
on heading
calls
330 degrees right now,
to be done.
991.
I usually give it about 20-30 seconds.
London Control, good evening. 0247 on the ground at Heathrow with the weather looking for clearance over to Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo?
247, stand by, clearance via PTC
Wow.
text.
Thank you.
Control Eurowings 2233, minimum fuel.
Yeah, Roger, I can't get you any quicker than what you're going. You've still got 30 odd miles to go. If you want to divert to Stansted, I can vector you into runway 04, which is about 10 miles to just behind you.
No problem, it's not a major fuel, but I might not be able to make a go-around. Eurowings 2233.
Roger, you're number 1 for landing, sir. Pneumatic 75 Bravo, you're still a little bit high, so you're going to have to make one right-hand orbit, come back on heading 050.
Roger, one right-hand orbit, then come back on heading 050 on the next Alpha Bravo.
Cheers. Condor 2603, turn
So
right,
good.
heading 260 degrees, descend flight level 80.
I could sit and listen to this guy all day. So good. That's one thing, by the way. You know, flying all the way to Sao Paulo, like, I get that that's a really cool thing to say you've done. But once you've got this bit, once you've got into cruise, and you're not even communicating with ATC anymore,
the right turn.
I'm not going to lie, I don't see the
degrees,
point.
descend 4,000.
Unless you're doing it for a special event like Cross the Pond or something, I don't see the point unless it's like an hour, 2-hour flight like this. That's why I enjoy these, you know, and that's why I will always do these. I don't think I'll be doing any big transatlantic stuff ever, to be honest with you. It's kind of a shame because I like my A350s and A330s, but I think it'll always be stuff like this, to be honest with you, because I don't want to do this for 9 hours.
Eurowings
It's
2233
the
descend
up bit and the down bit
3000
that
feet,
is
QNH
the most
995
enjoyable bit,
Pascal.
surely. You know, that's where it's a bit more intricate.
Soldier 05 Papa, clear to land 8 right, surface wind is
See
010
top
degrees
of our
9 knots.
descent coming up, so I need to check the charts for our arrival.
Eurowings 2233 descend to 2000.
Benar at 13,000, and then 10,000.
London Tower, Sky Travel 550, good evening.
So we want 10,000 at Odilo, so we're going to get 10,000 lined
Sky
up.
Travel 550,
Here.
hello, hold Juliet 1 in sequence.
And we'll start our descent very
London
soon.
Tower, Sky Travel 550, holding board.
I'm expecting a call any second now.
Descend 4,000 feet for EasyJet, correct, Romeo.
Just for Unicom, to be honest, so we need to queue at 122.8. Already is, so that is fine.
No ATC. Tower, Sky Travel 550, departure number 2.
Airborne passing 2,000 feet. Flying to flight level 1 for the
Soldier 05 Papa, clear to land 8 right, the wind 010 degrees 9 knots.
Yeah, copy, clear land.
That guy have music on in the background, by the way.
Eurowings 2233 going around.
Oh.
Ryanair 921 requesting arrival runway.
I don't know if I'll have kept it in the video, but Eurowings 2233 earlier on said he didn't have enough fuel for a go-around. But he's just said he's going around.
08
Pretty sure
right.
it was him.
Eurowings 2233, turn left 360 degrees,
He was
climb
sort
and
of
maintain 4,000.
saying to control or centre, whatever, that he didn't have enough fuel for it, and the guy was sort of saying, well, yeah, and we should be going out of his airspace.
Right, heading 060, clear for ILS, 08 right, EasyJet, correct, Romeo.
We're going to start our descent now, everybody.
London Center, Air Canada 463, climb flight level 340 via
We have a constraint
flight
at
level
13,000 feet, that's fine, but we're going to tell it to get down to 10,000.
And squawk.
Air Canada 463, I'll stop you there, not in my airspace, I might be entering today, continue on Unicom.
Ooh.
Eurowings 7 Whiskey Romeo, I haven't told you to turn, you're now turning straight into an aircraft, turn right immediately, 260 degrees.
Oh dear.
Turn right 260 degrees, Whiskey Romeo.
The patience of these guys is phenomenal. You could hear the ugh in his voice.
321, climb level 290.
Okay, well,
control ET 1802.
pretty much bang on profile.
Singapore 321, climb level
That's a little green dot.
290.
We're descending nicely. It's trying to speed up though, so the aircraft is sort of trying to stay with this. We haven't been told to contact Unicom
Right,
yet.
90,
London Tower, Sky Travel 550, request flight up runway 08 right. Block.
Right, 91, clear to land, 08 right.
This guy is
Clear to
having
land 0 right.
pretty
08 right, Ryanair 991.
rough night.
The QNH is 994.
QNH 994, Survey Connor 2603.
Easy 80 Quebec Romeo, climb level 290.
After 290, easy 2 Quebec Romeo.
Speedbird 10 Delta, when ready, descend flight level 200, level LVOS, monitor Unicom 122.8.
I feel like I should
550, landing traffic,
contact him
final,
and
cleared
say
immediate
goodbye.
takeoff, 08 right, surface wind 010 degrees 9 knots.
I'll ask him.
Continue approach, number 2,
I'm gonna ask
Whiskey
him.
Romeo.
London Control, Easy 28 Charlie. I believe we're way out of your airspace now. Do you want us to monitor Unicom 122.8?
You are outside, yes please, bye bye.
No problem. Thanks very much. Great service tonight. See you soon.
Take care mate. Easy 6527, climb flight level 290.
There we go. He's got a lot going on tonight. He's having a rough night, bless him. The star that he is. What was his name again? Was it Gary Thomas? Yeah, Gary Thomas. Gary's having a rough night, bless him, but I'm sure you'll all agree he did a fantastic job there. Lots to be patient about. We're now descending. We're just going through 29,000 feet on our way down to 10,000. There is a constraint at 13,000 on our arrival, so we're going to get it slowed down. We're going to get it descended, and we'll head into Paris Orly now on Unicom 122.8. What I am checking actually is where we intersect the ILS, so we get that at 4,000 feet, and we need to look at the minimum, so it's 483 or 200 on the radio, so we need that. We go to Perth, next thing, QNH I believe was 990, still 990, temperature is 1, so we'll pop these details in here. Temperature is 1. What are the winds on the runway 30 at 8? Or 30 degrees at 8, I should say. Pop that in there. Barrows, what was it, 483? 483 barometric minimums. We'll pop that in there. We're going to activate our approach phase now, actually. Sod it. We'll get on with that. So now we've got that destination data in there, and we'll continue our descent. I'm also actually going to put this down to 4,000 feet now, so it will just blast through whatever. It'll get to the constraints as steps and then continue on down. Sorry, I ought to do that way to the camera. So we're descending down, it'll hit a constraint and level out, and then once it's gone past that constraint, it will then continue on its way down. That's basically what the little dot means. It's managed, so the aircraft knows where the constraints and things are. They're the purple bits, so we basically have to be above flight level 130 at Benar, and 280 knots is the maximum. So we're going to get all the way down to that as quickly as we can. We have gone over the profile, actually, for our descent, so I'm going to put some air brakes on, and we're going to try and catch up with that profile again, because our descent has shallowed out slightly, it seems. You see how it's just hit that green dot there, because that's the speed it's trying to get down to, and now the descent has really gone for it. So it's prioritising the speed and then making sure that it can drop the height. So we need to be at flight level 130 by Benar. We're not going to do that. We're 2,000 feet above profile at the moment, so think of it like a glide slope, but for the descent. We are catching up with it, which is nice. It's come down from 21 to 20, and it'll go down to 19 any moment now. So we are starting to catch up with it a little bit, but not enough for my liking. We are going to go over that constraint, unfortunately. We'll keep the speed brakes on, though, and we'll just see what the aircraft can manage, shall we? Wow, we are actually going to catch up with the profile by the look of it. We are going to make 13,000 feet by Benar. That's really impressive. I think what upset it was that I changed from 10,000 to 4,000, because then, like I say, it tries to prioritise getting to a certain speed where it knows it can descend at the right angle, and it shallows out the descent to catch up with that speed, if that makes sense, and then it starts descending again. That's why it was a little bit skew-whiff earlier. Okay, we just made our turn then towards Odilo, which is going to be our flight level 100 restriction. We've then got the same at PO609, and then the aircraft is really going to have to drop before we get into our final approach here, because you can see, look, 6,000 feet we need to lose there very, very quickly. We're just above 10,000 feet. I'm going to put the landing lights on a little bit early here, so we're going to have those on. Runway turn-offs we're also going to have on ready for when we get in there. Our arrival time is now 22:54. So we've added a few more minutes on since earlier on, but we've had pretty nasty crosswind all the way here. We've actually got a 27 knot sort of tailwind now, just coming from the sort of left rear of the aircraft. So once we get in, we should actually have a tailwind on landing, which is quite interesting. I'm wondering why it's using 06. Still, we'll go with it, and we'll land in the direction we're told, I guess. To be fair, the aircraft is nosing up quite a lot, actually, and because of this guide here, you should really go flaps 1 at 230 knots. So we are going to go flaps 1 at this point, and we're going to let that slow the aircraft down, and it's just going to make it a little bit easier for it to glide in and potentially lose some of that altitude. We're also going to check what gates we're going to be going into once we land at Paris Orly, because EasyJet, I believe, use anything along here. Thinking, do we go for something in here on Apron Tango? T28? Let's go T28. I'm going to write that down here before I forget. But we'll taxi in and go for gate T28. And obviously I'll be using GSX when we land as well, so we'll check the gate size, because you can do that when you get in and it'll tell you if it's too small or not. So if it is too small, then we'll obviously change it to a different one and hopefully get a jetway there. I believe because of the scenery at Orly, when you've not got the GSX jetways on, you have to ask the ATC in the game, which is why I've got it back up here, to operate the jetway for you, and they bring it out, and then you can deboard people and get them walking up there. And the aircraft has slowed down a lot, actually. So what I'm going to do is tell Unicom that I'm beginning my approach. Paris Orly traffic, Easy 28 Charlie has passed Odilo on approach to Paris Orly runway 06. 10,000 feet now, 40 miles out. Don't think there's anybody else on by the look of it, to be honest with you. We'll have a look on VATSIM, see if there's... Ooh, this guy's going to Paris Orly. He's going to be before us because he's at 7,500 feet. Interesting. Okay, so we should have some traffic out there somewhere. Over yonder, but obviously can't see anything. It's very foggy. You can actually see the sort of grey glow in front of us. We're still at 10,000 feet though. We could potentially go flaps 2 at this point, because that little tiny orange mark there tells you that you can go the next notch of flaps down, basically. It's only advisory though, so I don't think it means that we have to. But once we get past this dot here, we are going to start to really go downwards now. We're under 200 knots. Ground speed is 219 knots. Sorry, airspeed is 219 knots. There you go, descend. Boom. Get down to flight level 040. We're still in standard pressure. Ooh. Oh, it's dropping the speed a bit. And then we're going to go flaps 3 very soon. We are just about 30 miles out from Paris Orly now. We're going to get our landing system on. Ready to line it up in a little bit. It's tuned in at 108.5. And it's pitch black. See a few lights of the highways and stuff. Really makes us look like we're not very high at all, actually, when you see that, to be honest. I'm concerned about that guy. Is he going to pull in right in front of us? Wow, we need to go flaps 3. The aircraft is getting us to go very, very slowly, considering we're 30 miles out. Why was it dropping so suddenly then? Let's get the speed managed by us, shall we? Let's go 180 knots. Let's bring it lower than that, actually. Let's go 165. What was that caution? Anti-ice, because of ice detected. Uh-oh. I've had this before, haven't I? I couldn't remember how to do the ice. I know it's staring me in the face. I know. It's somewhere, isn't it? Oh, is it down here? It's down here somewhere, isn't it? Let's turn the dome light on, because for some reason that just makes me feel better about it. Oh, anti-ice. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, wing anti-ice isn't coming on. That's fine. Sorry, everyone. A little bit of a panic there as I forgot where all the anti-icing was. We're on the glide slope, which is nice. We've got that. Let's get localizer boop, ready to go. It's lined it up, which is good. It's got it in blue. Paris Orly traffic, Easy 28 Charlie will be turning on to final very shortly for 20 miles. Paris Orly traffic. That's for runway 06, Easy 28 Charlie. He's not showing up on there. I think he's about there. I know he's there. He's about 7.5 miles ahead of us. But it looks like we're getting down to the altitude we need. We're below the glide slope, which is all fine and dandy. We'll slow it down a little bit as well now. We'll go to 150 knots. We'll go 145 actually. We've got localizer. We need to go into standard pressure, which is 990. And yeah, we're lower than we thought we were anyway. So that's all good. We're flaps 3 at the moment. We're going to bring... are we going to bring gear down at 15 miles? No, we're not. The aircraft's going to manage us at 145 knots. Or we've told it to do 145 knots. And we're all good. We should be all good. I love that, how you can see the lights flashing out the side window. That's so cool. So QNH is, yeah, 990. We should be arriving in, well, mere minutes. We've got traffic ahead of us, but he's fine. He's actually about the same height as us because we're at 4,000 feet, so he's intercepting the ILS. And, yeah, not much else to say other than that now. The aircraft is going to hold our altitude. We are going to bring gear down, and we're then going to go flaps full, everybody. The aircraft just gained a little bit of height there, and we're above the glide slope now, which is not good. So if we could come down, that would be great, please. Okay, it's got Cat 3 single, so we're alright. But we're above the glide slope, which I don't like. We've missed it, haven't we? Sugar. We're gonna nose it down gently, and and we're going to go after it. It's not the most professional procedure. Oh! Is he going up? Is that a go around? I don't know, but we're less than 10 miles out. Runway is, well, definitely not in sight. Paris Orly traffic, easy 28 Charlie, 7.5 miles out. Runway 06, easy 28 Charlie, Paris Orly traffic. Can we get it on autopilot now and get that glide slope, please? Glide slope, okay, cool. Flipping heck. Sorry about that, everyone. I know that's not the most professional thing, but I suck at go-arounds. We might have to get the aircraft to auto-land this, you know. Well, I can't see. 5 miles, less than that. Yeah, we're going to get this puppy to land itself, I think. We'll wait for the 1,000-foot call-out, which should be now. Everything is as it should be. Spoilers need to be armed. Auto brakes, we're going to go low because it's quite a long runway. Still don't see anything.
1,000.
There's the 1,000 call-out. Now we're on the glide slope. Wow, we're literally blind here. I could see a strobe light or something just a second ago up there. Is that the runway? Yes. Runway in sight. Not the best runway lights in the world, Paris. Yeah, I'm going to go off autopilot. I'm going to land this myself. My aircraft. We'll be getting minimums any second now. There's rain on the window.
100 above.
Bit over to the left.
Minimum.
Continue.
$50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5.
Not bad. Not bad. Nose wheel hit down a little bit hard. Auto brakes have sorted us out good and proper there. Okay, we're going to tap those brakes and we're going to take the next high-speed exit off to the right. We're already doing less than 60 knots. That is great. We're going to put the spoilers up. Flaps going to be stowed. Going to bring the APU on. Nice. Happy with that landing. Very happy with that. Is it that we do the chrono? Do we turn that one? Not sure. Got a bit of snow by the look of it on the ground here, actually. At Orly. You can get follow me cars from GSX, but I don't know. I don't really like using them that much, to be honest with you, because they're a little bit janky. So we need to check where T28 is. Oh, to be honest, we're just going to go right and then left. We're going to go the last right that we can do and then the first left, so it's just over here. We'll actually hold here for a second. And we'll pop the parking brake on. What do we need to do? Landing lights off. Runway turn-offs off. Strobe down to auto. And we need to tell GSX where we're going to go. So, gate T28 with safe dot medium. Nice. Okay. Request follow me? No. Thanks. Parking brake off. And forward we go. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was a very ropey arrival because I didn't expect to be intercepting the glide slope what felt like that soon, but obviously we had to intercept it a lot earlier than I thought, so I was just a little bit behind on that. We caught up with it and it wasn't too bad the way that we caught up with it. It was nose down by a few degrees and really slowing the aircraft down, but yeah, not my best approach, but again, another landing that I'm very, very happy with. Very, very smooth. Just need to work on getting the nose wheel down a lot more smoothly because I tend to just smack it down on the ground. I forget about the nose wheel touching down once the rear gear has touched down. This is Paris Orly, by the way. The I think it's Jetstream Paris Orly scenery. It's very nice. We're going to go left here. Have we got a marshal? Oh no. Yep, T28 is left. Looks very pretty, doesn't it? We'll have a look around the airport once I've parked the thing. I don't see a signaller or anything. I've turned off the text above their heads, I think. Oh no, I've not. It's clearly still there. But that's another thing as well that gets affected by the anti-aliasing, is the fact that there's no ghosting on them anymore either. Oh, it's so incremental. Ooh, no. Not perfect, but it's alright. It will do. Right, okay, so APU is on, everybody, so we're going to turn the taxi light off so we don't blind everybody because we've forgotten that they're on. And we're going to switch the engines off, engine number 2 and engine number 1. Welcome to Paris, everybody. We have another aircraft landing as well, another EasyJet. I think that might have been the guy that was around us earlier on. He's just touching down on his way in. What I want to do now is just make sure that I can get this jetway over here, because I think if you go on GSX it'll say there's no jetways here. Or maybe... No. Okay, so watch. You go tune Orly ground, ground services, request jetway connection. It says the thing, can you please connect it to the aircraft? And they'll go, yep, alright. Or we, and then boom, it does it. So we can get the jetway on, and we can request deboarding, I believe. Yes, there, boom. We'll also do that in the aircraft, so we'll go to the little truck logo, and we'll get everybody... We'll go for fast deboarding. Click that, deboard passengers, boom. And they're going to start getting off the aircraft.
Passengers deboarding started.
Sure, don't get me wrong, it's not perfect. There's sometimes things that don't quite line up, but I'm sure you'll agree that it's very pretty. And this airport looks a lot better with scenery on it. Oh, I clicked that button by mistake. But I mean, look at that scene. Just look at that scene. It's very pretty, isn't it? Just adds a lot more to it rather than just flat buildings, you know. It's a lot busier. It's a lot more in-depth and involved. Look at all that. And that building over here. Look at all that. It's so cool, man. Really does make the difference having scenery. It was something that I was very ignorant of for a while, to be honest with you, but yeah, I think it's really tasty, this one. And it's not a lot of money either. It's less than 20 quid. This, I think in a sale I got it for like a tenner. And even if you go up to this terminal, look, rather than it just be a flat window, you can see the chairs and stuff inside. Sure, it's not the highest textured stuff in the world, but you know, it's busy at least. There's depth to it. There's our EasyJet colleague going towards a gate after arriving. But that was a flight from Glasgow to Orly. It's a flight I've done a couple of times recently, and I really do enjoy it. Not landed on 06 though, so that's the easiest approach I've done for quite a while. But still, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Thank you once again for joining me for the ride, and once again congratulations to the phenomenal controllers for what a great job they do. It really adds so much immersion and so much enjoyment to these things. I absolutely love it. We'll be doing more operations for EasyJet in the A320neo again very, very soon, but as for now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.